Hello, my name is Patty and I'm going to be your instructor for Writing 60 this quarter, so welcome. In this video I just wanted to kind of go over the course syllabus with you as well as give you a bit of a tour around our online classroom. So let's do the tour first and then we will end up on the syllabus and I'll just kind of point out some of the most important things I want you to be aware of there. So this is the course homepage. This is where you'll find any announcements that I post, and I will post them throughout the quarter. So make sure you take a look at those. Make sure you pay attention to any emails I send, as those are some of the best ways I can communicate with you. So under each heading, you'll find all the different course materials I want you to look over. So here's the syllabus, but again, we'll go back to that. So the course discussion or the course questions discussion board is just a place for you to put questions you have about the course. It's a way for you to post your question and either have me answer it or your classmates answer it, but it's also a place for you, if you have a question, to go first instead of just emailing me. Because if you email me, I'll refer you back to this discussion board. So if you have a question, post it here, and that's hopefully we can help each other out with that. And yeah, because most questions are asked by multiple students, so hopefully that'll help a little bit with that. So this quarter you are going to be working with Learning Curve, and I'm going to make a whole separate video on what Learning Curve is and how to access it, but for purposes here, this is where you would access it. So Learning Curve access under the course home, you would just click on that link and it should pop right up, but let's see if it, yeah, so it'll pop up here. But what might actually be better is if you just highlight it and then cut and paste it into a new page. I don't know that you're going to want to try to do Learning Curve through eCompanion at the same time. I don't know. I haven't tried it, so you can give it a shot. But if you have problems with it, you want to go to a completely separate window or web browser, and then you should be fine. Okay, so when you want to access Learning Curve, that's where it is. So let's look at what each week is pretty much going to look like. This first week is pretty long. It's got a bit more material than normal because we're just starting out and there are some foundational things that I need to share with you. So at the beginning of each week, I will kind of give you a summary of what you're going to be doing and what just, kind of highlight it for you so you know where you're headed for the week. So again, this one's kind of long. I'll also give a brief overview of what the reading is for the week. And again, this is the one that's really long. Normally I won't make them this long, but you do need to understand that this information is very important. This is where I give directions and instructions, and it's good for you to read this, so please make sure that you always read this introductory page for each week. And then at the very end, I will outline your assignments, when they're due, so that you just kind of have your assignments in one small area. Okay, so if you look at some of these content things, this is what a quiz would look like. I don't think we're going to be doing many of those, but you do need to agree to the syllabus. There are a number of videos for you to watch, and I will provide, the links for you to do that. All you should have to do is click on that link, and here's the trick. It says content cannot be displayed in a frame. You can also try open this content in a new window. That's the link that you need to click in order to get them to work. So I'm not going to have that play because then we'll have a video within a video, but again, that's what you have to do in order to view the videos. Open this content in a new window, and then like you just saw, it'll pop up. Okay, with your reading journals, this is how you're going to show me your comprehension from what you're reading from the textbook as opposed to a reading quiz or some other form of assessment. So in your reading journal, you're pretty much just going to have a dialogue with what you read. What was confusing for you? What did you understand? What did you like? What did you dislike? What specifically are you going to apply to your writing? And I haven't done it yet, but I will provide some questions to help you think about some things that you can write about in your reading journal. So your reading journal has to have 500 words in order to get full credit. So make sure you make it long enough, and I will be counting. Yep, and so mostly I'm just going to be looking through your reading journals to see how well you are pulling out that information and um, and whether or not I think that you actually did read it. Because if I see that you're just BSing your way through it, then I'm not going to give you credit for it. So really work with the specific terms within the chapter and really work with that information, because if you don't, you're not going to get as much out of it. So use this writing as a time to really help with what you've read. And then in order to submit those things, you want to go to the Dropbox. In order to do that, you'll find that under the Dropbox tab up there. Also, I've got some helpful resources that I have posted, and I will probably continue to do to add things here throughout the quarter. So if I add something, I will probably let you know through an announcement, but you can always check back if you like. So here's some of the things that I've added so far. A video on Learning Curve, as well as some frequently asked questions on Learning Curve, and I'll talk about these more in my Learning Curve video. If you want some general help with writing, such as transitions or development, things like that, just elements of writing, go to the online writing lab at Purdue. It is an excellent, excellent resource, and it'll pop up in this window as well. So you can find out anything you want about the writing process, what academic writing is. Perhaps you are having a hard time with some of the grammar stuff and want some additional help there. Go, oh, let's look at pronouns. And, oh, maybe it's going to make my computer crash. Well, never mind. See if I can get back in. Nope. All right, I'm sorry. This is technology for you. So much fun. I apologize. All right. Now we're back to where we started. Okay, reminder, don't click on OWL of Purdue. But at least you saw the general format of how the website looked. If you want specific help with MLA formatting, OWL is excellent for that. So just click here and that will take you there. Transitions, if you'd like some help with transitions, which is probably one of the trickiest things for students to really grasp, but one of the best ways to improve your writing quickly. All you have to do is go under the doc sharing, and my page might look different from yours, but go to helpful resources, and then here are the two transitions handouts for you. Okay, let's see here. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? Click on this link up here to access your gradebook. Make sure you look over your gradebook periodically. Let me know if you have any questions or see any errors. I'm totally fine with answering questions like that. All right, so here's the course syllabus. I'm only briefly going to go over it here, but you need to make sure that you read it in its entirety because you're going to be saying whether or not you agree to it in the syllabus agreement over here. So make sure that you read all of this information. Here's your textbook for the quarter, St. Martin's Guide to Writing. And then other things that you must have is access to Learning Curve. You absolutely have to have that unless you want zeros on every one of those assignments. So that is a mandatory requirement of the course. Hopefully you have bought a new book from the bookstore because access comes free with that. Otherwise, you're going to have to purchase access. But I will show you how to do that. Let's see here. Make sure you have daily internet access. You have to be able to check the course every day, check your email every day, if not multiple times a day. And then you'll need daily access to a computer, such as Microsoft Word. You'd be surprised how many of my students come into this class without either of those. They can only use the computers on campus for a couple hours a day, for example. If that's your situation, this class probably just won't work out for you because it's an online class. And if you don't have the time to do the work, you can't get it done. So if you have a problem with that, be sure to let me know as soon as you possibly can. All right, so here are the major assignments of the quarter. You're going to have a final portfolio, which is your big culminating project at the end, where you're going to put the best essays that you've written in, and that will be worth a big chunk of your grade. And then in between, you're going to be working on the major essays. So you're going to work on 4 of them. and then you only have 2 of the 4 going into your final portfolio plus a reflection essay. So 3 essays in your final portfolio total, and then you'll be working on 4 major essays throughout the quarter, 5 if you count the reflection. You'll have discussion boards every other week. I will always give you the directions for those, but pretty much you're going to write a 400-word initial response based on a reading that you have read from the text. Then you're going to respond to 3 of your classmates in a few hundred words, either 200 or 300. So again, most of the directions will actually be on the discussion board, which you'll find over here in each week's folder. All right, learning curve, as I've already said, that's where you're going to do your grammar activities and then the reading journals throughout the quarter. Pretty much every time you have a reading, you're going to have a reading journal about it. So once a week you'll have a 500-word journal to turn in. So this is how it all breaks down. The final portfolio by itself is 30% of your grade, so it's really important that you get those essays revised and really, really strong so that you can do well on the portfolio. And then everything else, 20% for the discussion boards, 20% for the grammar, and 15 each for the journals, and then your essay drafts and outlines that you turn in. Here are some of my course policies. I'm not going to go through all of these, so make sure that you, again, go back through and read it. Make sure you have, again, daily computer and internet access. Make sure you submit your work before the deadline, because if your computer crashes at 11:59, I may not accept your work. So get it done beforehand. Each week will open up the week before, so you should have plenty of time. I don't have regular office hours because we're just an online class, but anytime you want to chat through Blackboard Collaborate, I'm more than willing. So just email me some dates and times that you're available, and we'll get that worked out. Don't email me your assignments unless you clarify it, as long as you clear it with me first. If you come to me and say, okay, I'm going to be out of town this weekend, can I email you my work before it's due? And I'll say yes. If you email it to me after it's due, I probably won't accept it. When it comes to grading, I'll tell you what you're going to be graded on for each assignment. I don't accept late work, and I don't give extra credit, so make sure you do your work the first time and make sure you do it on time. Very few excuses will I let late work be turned in for. On the discussion board, just make sure you're professional, be appropriate, don't be unkind. You can disagree, you can agree with each other, just do it respectfully. Plagiarism is using somebody else's work as your own, recycling assignments from past quarters, getting together with a friend and doing the exact same work and turning it in. All of that's plagiarism. Make sure you take more time to read that. And if you have any questions about it, let me know. Online tutoring, great resource. Use that to get extra help on your papers. And there's the course outline. So hopefully this has been a crash course in our online classroom. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. And let's have a great quarter.